Hi everyone, and welcome to SevTech Ages, episode 7. I'm Mark, and I am down in our cave, which used to be quite the busy place, and as you can see, it's getting kind of empty. I have cleaned out a lot of the stuff that was down here, all our kilns and grills that we were using for food and making stone and charcoal are gone, as are most of the storage chests down here. I've left a couple, and these are mostly hides and a few things that I don't really have much use for at the moment. I'm going to leave the hide processing down here, at least for now, because we need access to water, and the water barrels are here, and it's just easy to get water out of the river. So I've also been doing some improvements around the base, and the most obvious one is I've made a totem. And the totems from Totemic actually give you buffs based on which totem faces you carve into them. And if I look at myself, you can see that I've got speed and strength and haste and fire resistance. And that's all coming from this totem. Now, it's actually not in a very good location to actually give me buffs, and I really did this more as a decorative thing. But it does work, and I did figure out how all these, how the totems work. You basically take your whittling knife, and if you shift right click, it changes what you're carving. And I guess the initial value is totem base, which is why we were getting totem bases when we were working with it before. The other thing I've done is I did move all our kilns and grills up here, and obviously I expanded our capabilities a little bit. I've got a crafting stump and a cutting block and storage, and I built a little building here that I think sort of fits our early man theme, if you will. You know, it's kind of crude. It uses dried mud and you know, some thatch across the front. I didn't want to use thatch further back because one of the comments on thatch is that it's extremely flammable. And we have a chimney over our fires, and I made a whole bunch of charcoal so we could have plenty of heat sources, and that's all working well. We have plenty of food. I went out and did some hunting. Whoops, why are you going in there? No. I really don't want to cook you again, wolf meat. I'm not sure why that ended up in there. Okay. And we are out of storage again. So, one of the things I want to do today is one more thing to show you before we get going with new stuff. And that is, I moved our ceremonial area over to here, and as you can see, I've set up a few more things. I added another drum, and I added a few wind chimes, and shortly after last episode, I did in fact successfully complete the Rite of the Buffalo, and we have one buffalo who's currently hooked up to our press. And, you know, I'm not doing anything with this yet, but we will have use for this eventually. I've also been breeding some cows here and there, so we have a few extras floating around. And I did finish our fence. So, the rites, or the ceremonies that we were doing, one of the big problems I had was I was just being dumb. I have this flute, and I have the rattle. And we can use our offhand for the rattle, and if we put the flute in our main hand, you can't actually play it, but I believe the flute actually will occasionally play itself. And the wind chimes are also a passive melody source, so hitting them does no good whatsoever, other than when we're shift-clicking to start a rite. So, oh, we have a cow right here. Let's see if we can put you... No. Oh, I guess I can't. If I have something in my right hand, I can't pick up the cow. Let's put the cow over here. Not sure why It's so hard to put them down once you pick them up. There we go. I'm going to put the cow there, and let's see if we can get him converted. And the ritual for the buffalo is started with drum, chime, and then we can start doing this. Not sure why we can't use our not sure what's going on there, because we should be able to use our rattle. Let's see. Okay, I guess we need the flute in our offhand and the rattle in our main hand. And since I whacked our cow, I'm sure he's going to be real happy to come back. Let me go sleep so we're not surprised at night. Then we'll try this again. As you can probably tell, I'm not a musician. Okay. Come here, cow. And what I should probably do is get another lead and drag that cow over and tie it up. So you come here. I put you like here. Alright. So we'll put the flute in our offhand this time. Okay, let's try this again. We want drum. No. Apparently I started some ritual without trying. We'll let that run out. Stay close. Do not run away, cow. No. Go back. I can see I'm going to have to put a fence here. Okay, the ritual is over. So we want... see. Now we've done it. Our totem was smoking. That's a bad sign. Okay, we have our cows penned in. We have no rituals running. So if I do... I think if I do this, that, there we go. We have the right thing started. There we go. Finally. We have some buffaloes. And we made 2, and I'm going to let them out. Come on. And these are baby buffalo, so they're going to have to mature before we can actually do anything with them. So I'm going to let them roam free and do whatever they like. The other ritual that I want to actually do today is the ritual to get us red cedar saplings. And to do that ritual, we need some actual saplings. And we need to plant them near our totem base. I think I'll put them like... Oops. Like there. And the rite of spring is the flute and then the drum. Symphony of the Depths. Okay. And you can see when the totem actually completes a ritual or fails, it gives off smoke like that. Can we try this again? Ah, there we go. I don't even have the jingle dress on, which I should. Oh, it worked. I am confused by this. It's still not 100% clear. But we have a bunch of red cedar saplings now, which I am going to plant over here. And I did actually put a plan totem here. This has rabbit and horse, which gives us a combination of jump boost and move speed, which means we can get over our wall without worrying about cutting a hole or having a gate. I wish we had a gate of some kind. So I'm going to plant some red cedar out here. And this gets us one step closer to our ultimate goal, which is the gear that we need to make the mill handle. I think that's what we're making, isn't it? Yeah, we're making the hand crank, which needs this gear, which needs buffalo teeth, and it needs red cedar planks. And so buffalo teeth we can get from, obviously, buffalo, and the red cedar we're going to get from the red cedar trees. And I don't know if those are something we can apply bone meal to or not. I don't know if you remember, we found that giant block of bone, all the skeleton, and I did run that through the grinder here and get a whole bunch of bone meal out of it. Let me grab the bone meal, or at least some of the bone meal, and go see if we can hit those trees and get some actual wood, because then we can get our faithful horse to start grinding that for us. Can we bone meal you? Oops. We can. How big are red cedars? Not too bad. Alright, we have some red cedar wood. So let me cut down some red cedar. Which is apparently a pretty tall tree. And alright. We also want to get those out of our hands. Is that it? Did we get any? We did get saplings. Okay. And there's another red cedar grown already, so these are going to grow fast enough for us to get a decent amount of wood. So let me cut down another tree, and we'll go get started on processing this. And hopefully by the time this is done processing, we will have some buffalo teeth to take us to the next step. What I really want to do is breed some of our buffalo quickly, so we get we have more buffalo we can slaughter for their resources. I don't know how long they take to grow up, though. May as well harvest our entire garden. I did expand our plot a little bit. Oh, hi, piranha. You guys are just a pain. And I'm sure someone out there has been noticing that I keep running past this rice plant. And yes, I know it's there, and I know rice is super useful. I just haven't had a need for it yet, which is why I haven't harvested that and started growing rice. So let's get our wood chopping started before we sleep for the night. Throw that in there, and our horse immediately starts. And you may note that we have a slightly different looking horse here than we had before. The former horse was just a bit too slow. So we have plenty of leather now. I'll just leave it at that. So are our buffaloes grown up yet? They are not. So I am going to breed some more cows and try and get some more buffalo going. And, you know, we need a bunch more buffalo because, oops, there is a problem with pulling out wheat over here, and that is this buffalo will try and come after it, and he will break the lead. So, all right. We have a few cows, we have a few buffalo. I'm going to wait a while and let these guys grow up, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, finally we have a few buffalo here. I went ahead and made a pen just so we could keep them under control, and now what I need to do is kill a couple of these without killing anything else. They are huge. Let's see what we get here. We got 3 teeth, so we're going to have to kill the other one too. That should give us everything we need. Yeah, we got 6 teeth out of that, which is what we need. So I'm going to sneak out of here. No, go back. Come. You know, Cow, when you sneak out like that, you condemn yourself to death. Told you. And we do have one free-roaming buffalo out here who we're going to hook up to our press at some point. I'm going to let him run for now. We have 2 pen buffaloes, so we can now make our. Oops, we need our red cedar. We have plenty. We need inventory space, of which we don't have plenty. So let me dump some stuff out somewhere somehow. We can cook some buffalo meat. What else do we have here? We have buffalo hide. We have some raw beef we can get rid of. Alright, that should be enough. Inventory management still remains a problem. Okay, finally, we can make our gear. And I think the gear is like so, with teeth, like so. And we need our crafting rock. There we go. We have our tooth. Now, let's see what else we need for the handle. Because I'm pretty sure we need just 2 stone and 2 sticks. So that is something we can do. So we need 2 stone. We need the handle. And we're going to need 2, we have 2 sticks. So we need a stick and a stick. And we do that. We have our crafting rock. Oops, can't pick it up, of course. So there we have our hand crank. And the hand crank goes with our millstone. And now we can go back to the beginning of what we were trying to accomplish. We put that there. I think we put that there. And don't tell me we need another. No. So we can make our charcoal into charcoal dust. And the charcoal is around here somewhere. There it is. Let's just throw a few in there so we're not spending all our time grinding. So now if we do... Wow, that takes a lot of food. I need to figure out how I'm doing on food too. My diet was really out of balance, so we're getting better. What I need are vegetables, fruits, and grains. So let me... Wow, that just ejected what it made. Okay. Okay, there are our 2 charcoal, which I think was what we needed for the flame grilled Whopper. So let's look at the recipe for that. The flame grilled Whopper does in fact need 2 charcoal dust. It needs a shark tooth, which I know we have. It needs a Whopper, and it needs red cedar planks, and it needs our shadow gem. That is all stuff that we have. So let's see. There is our Whopper. I'm going to throw some of this stuff into our bag here, just so it's out of the way. Keep that out, we may need it. So we need that, we need that. We don't need that. So this gets us a step closer. I'm going to go ahead and sleep so we don't get jumped. And we have to go downstairs and get our shadow gems, because I'm pretty sure I left all those down here somewhere. Yep, there is our shadow gem. So the last thing we need is a shark tooth and some red cedar. We have the red cedar, so all we need is a shark tooth, which we also have. And we have a crafting station down here, so I'm just going to do it here. So we put the shark tooth there, we put the charcoal here and here. I know the shadow gem goes there, which means the whopper must go here, or the hopper must go there, and the 2 red cedar must go up top. Am I right? Yes. And this, I have no idea how we use it. Place under a clay kiln or stone grill. Works as fire source for basic automation. Oh, okay. Right. What do we want to automate? I think we want to automate the kilns first. Or do we want to automate food? In fact, I think we want to automate food. I'm going to go around back. And right here, put out this fire. Can I stick you on this chest? Are you doing what a normal hopper does? Fix my hole in the ground. It looks like you are. Do we have anything raw to cook? We, of course, have nothing uncooked. Let me go grab some wheat. I think we have some wheat over here that I can just grab. I had our horse doing a bunch of grinding. Namely, I made a bunch of dyes from the flowers we were getting, but I also made some flour. So if I toss this flour onto this grill, let's see what happens. Are you going to remove it? It did something because it just dropped. Yes. All right. Excellent. So now we can cook in an automated fashion. And of course, our chest is full. We don't need the wheat in there. We actually have a decent supply of food. Ginseng can go away. But we do need some more storage. And we have plenty of wood. I just need to make it. So we have some basic automation done. And what does that do for our quests? Summon the boss Bicok via a totemic ceremony and defeat him to acquire a powerful bow and unlocked range combat. I've read about this boss fight and it sounds pretty tough. Press charcoal into a larger block using the horsepower press. We have the horsepower press. I think we can do that because we have a bunch of charcoal somewhere. There's only one in there, but there's a bunch here. I think we're probably going to need 9. So let me check. If we look at the press, yeah, 9 charcoal will make a charcoal block. So let's go ahead and do 18 to get 2 blocks. So we'll throw that in there, and we'll need our lead, and we'll grab our buffalo because buffalo can also work. What happened to our lead? Did I break it? Oh, you're already tied. And he's just merrily cruising along. Did he finish already? He did. All right, we have charcoal. He seems relatively quick, so I'm going to leave that in there for now. I don't know that we need that for anything. Well, except that we probably need to do whatever this is. Okay. We can make a saddle, we can make a wheel. Let's go ahead and look at the saddle. I think we have enough leather probably to make one. Do we? We have 10 leather. That should be enough to make a saddle, I would think. Saddle is 3 leather and 3 cordage. And cordage, we need our leather strips. We're not quite going to have enough cordage. We need we don't have enough string, I don't think. Maybe we can squeeze this out. My inventory. It's so fun. Okay, so cordage to strips is like so. We need 3 of those. So we need to turn 1 leather into a bunch more strips, which we know is just leather, with our tool. And we do 1 more of these. Right? I am doing this right, aren't I? So now I think what we need is that plus this gives us our saddle. All right, so we're making progress. Oh, good grief. So we need to make a wheel, we need to make a cart, and we need to make a gear, which we already did. What's the wheel take? The wheel is, wow, super simple. Some wood and some sticks. I think we can handle that. And yes, I know I'm using red cedar, which is the sacred wood for ceremonies, but we have plenty of it. So we have a wheel. That gave us 3. That gave us 3 achievements. So this unlocked this and this, which we've already made. So we need to make the cart, and then we need to work on the melter and heater. So let's look at those. Porcelain melter, smaller version of a smelter. It can melt metals but cannot make alloys. So what do we need for this? We need porcelain, primal, we need flame grilled whopper, stone grill. So we need a bunch of stuff except the porcelain, which we haven't made, which is flint, clay, and white dye powder. White dye powder we've made before accidentally. It is grinding bone meal down further. I thought it was in there, but it is not. We should have some somewhere. Yeah, there's some white dye powder, and we made that because I accidentally put bone meal in our hand grinder and it gave us white dye powder. So let me see if I can clear any inventory space here at all. I can get rid of some stuff. Okay. So many crafting rocks. I think this is from downstairs. So we needed a piece of flint. We needed white dye powder and clay. And so we put these 3 in our millstone and we work this for a while. And we eat. I was about to say that we don't actually use much food, but this is changing my opinion of that. Alright, and there's our first piece of unfired porcelain clay. So I bet we put this in here, and we're going to get our porcelain brick. Maybe? Yeah. Okay, so that is the first step on the way to the porcelain brick we need. We know how to make the chest, we know how to make the grill, we know how to make the flame grilled Whopper. The heater, we need to make Whopper, a whole bunch of porcelain brick, and some clay barrel extensions. Let's see how we make these. Unfired clay barrel extension. Oh, okay. Well, we can just craft these. We have a bunch of clays somewhere. Let's go ahead and make that. And then I think this is probably a good wrapping up point, because once we show how we make this stuff, the rest of it is just repetitive crafting of things we've made already. So, and I'm trying to avoid, showing a ton of that on camera, just because it's doing the same thing over and over again. So let me finish this, and that proves that we can make all the parts and pieces for the melter base and the melter. Let's see what we need for the cart. The cart's probably going to need more wheels. The cart needs 2 wheels, some wood, and some primal chests, advanced. So I'm going to go ahead and do a bunch of work off camera to get ourselves ready for that crafting, and I'm probably also going to figure out how I'm going to take on this this boss fight, because from what I've read online, it's really nasty. But I did spot a nice way to cheese it that I think I'm probably going to use. So we'll see next time. Until then, thanks for watching. I hope you're having fun with this series. It's definitely a change of pace from Stone Block, and is requiring a little more work on my part behind the scenes, but I don't know. Is it worth it? Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit the like, subscribe, ding the bell to get notifications when new videos go out, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.